Don't underestimate the power of networking. Get out of your shield and just go for it. Hello, my name is Amanda Brown. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Neurology at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine in Baltimore, Maryland. My research is focused on understanding the relationship between neurodegeneration and chronic inflammation in the brain. Specifically, we're interested in how HIV infection activates the innate immune system and how the signaling pathways are activated, which lead to neuronal injury and cognitive dysfunction. I got interested in science, probably unbeknownst to me, actually growing up in a rural environment. I used to spend a lot of time outside observing the lizards and snakes that we had around the house, tarantulas. I also remember taking tadpoles and watch them transform into frogs. But it was really when I got into high school and my biology teacher talked about, with great excitement, what he would do if he could go back to college and do research. And that was really my first awareness about research. And at the University of California, Riverside, where I did my undergraduate degree, I met up with Catherine Atkinson, and she was a yeast molecular biologist. And so I began to do cloning and learn about yeast biology. And she also introduced me to the fact that there were summer programs at that time for college students during the summer. And so I had the opportunity to do hands-on research at the University of California, Davis, and then at Carnegie Mellon University. So these experiences were so very important in my pathway, and is why I do the work that I do now through our 25 funded programs, providing opportunities for those underrepresented in the field of STEM, from the high school pathway all the way to early career faculty. My Keystone Symposia Fellow experience actually began a few months before I arrived in January, when I was accepted to the program. Other fellows who had gone through the program sent congratulatory emails. And I can't tell you just how powerful it was to receive those emails from all over the country, people welcoming us to the Keystone Fellows family. And it was a tremendous feeling knowing that there were others like me out there doing what we can to advance in the field. Before we arrived in January for the advisory board meeting, we had the opportunity to participate in an online feedback mechanism where we would provide feedback on the proposed meetings. So it was very insightful to have that information and to begin to get an idea of how the Keystone meetings are constructed. Then when we arrived in January, we had the opportunity to actually sit in on the scientific advisory board meetings and listen in on the discussions. Not only did we listen in, we could also participate. And so that was really a terrific experience where we learned that your network and the depth of your network is important, and that people view you as someone who will do the hard work of organizing a meeting, will do it on time, is a good speaker, will be able to attract a wide audience. And so these are the types of characteristics and skills that one needs in order to participate in helping to actually set the scientific agenda in one's field. So that was a very invaluable experience. As a result of my participation in the Keystone Fellows Program, I received several invitations to give seminars in both academia and in industry. And it was a terrific experience to go outside, my university and talk about my research and to actually build also my network. More importantly, or as important, is that these opportunities are critical in order to go from the assistant to the associate professor level and establish that national reputation. So my advice to the, anyone interested in becoming a Keystone Fellow, or you're currently in the program, or there's two opportunities in January and then in June to interact with member scientists from academia and industry, is just phenomenal. It's like networking on steroids. So you do want to definitely do your homework before you arrive at those meetings. Identify several scientists that you want to engage and talk about your research. But in addition, you want to bump up against as many of these high-level, so experienced investigators, because you never know. Sometimes it's just a brief conversation, and they may say, "Hi, give me your contact information, give me your card, and I will put you in touch with this individual who is really interested in your research." So don't underestimate the power of the networking. Get out of your shield and just go for it. The scientific advisory board members and all of the individuals associated with the Keystone Fellows Program understand the why we're there and the importance, and they want to help you and they want to engage with you. So that's what I would recommend.